Hello and welcome to another Industrial Dimensions video. I am Twitch Nitro, and today we are going to do another redstone tutorial. This redstone tutorial is on sand duplication, rather shady subject really. This is the sand generator, sand duplicator you could call it, that I have invented. It's quite nice. It's small. The idea is it's just meant to be quite easy to make in a survival sort of situation if you want to do it. Here it goes. If I remove this stack of... Apparently I have sand in my single... But there we go. It makes sand pretty quickly. Obviously it's scalable, so you could probably make it bigger if you wanted, but the idea is it's simple and doesn't really use anything. So this is the bare bones. It's based upon a design by JL... Oh, what's his name? JL2579? No? It's JL with a number. I'll actually link his channel in the description. You see, he made a sand generator, and it's very large, but the actual generation part is this, and in other designs I've seen, it's always treated as waste, this side. So yes, why is this a sketchy thing? I think I should go into that first. Well, sand generation, or duplication, obviously it's exploiting an in-game glitch, so if you're going to use this on a server, or if you're, I mean, in a single-player world, obviously it's just up to you, but on a server you're probably going to have to check to see if the people on the server are okay with you making one of these, because it could be classed by some people as cheating, I guess, because it is exploiting a game glitch which has been in the game for actually quite a long time. So let's look at the bare components, and then we'll replicate this over here so you can build it yourself. So firstly, it's this bottom section here. Now focus on this wire. When I place down a block here, as you can see, this does not light up at all, but the redstone is activated. It's actually activating so fast that the redstone doesn't even have time to update and light up, but it sends the redstone signal, and then it's pushed. The sand is pushed out of the way and broken on this pressure plate before it can light up. So it's an extraordinarily fast pulse, which a lot of people call it a zero tick pulse, because it doesn't light up anything. Now if we destroy these, I'll actually show you it in process. If you use two of these, as you can see when you do it, these pistons fire and it pushes up the sand. But if you do it two pulses after each other at a specific time, let's see if I can get the sand in shot as I do this. There we go. You'll actually create a new sand block, and these are sticky pistons. Now I'm not entirely sure how the whole thing works. In fact, no one really knows fully, but there's obviously speculation that what happens is, as it pushes up both blocks, both of these blocks then start to fall down. At the same time as it starts to fall down, the piston rises up and then back down again, pulling sort of like a ghost or phantom sand block, and making it into a real block, and then these two blocks are then on top, so they're then here. So this block is phantom, and then it gets created by the game, so it actually goes faster than the game can sort of realize what's going on, and so the game ends up creating a new block. So that's a theory of how it sort of works, a rough theory, I would say. So on to making it. Obviously, if you want, you can just copy it from site like that, but I think I'll go through. So firstly, you want to start off with your sort of, this is what I do every time I make it. I just make this little shape here, and then all you need to do is go up here, and then connect these two here via the most direct route. You then go one higher, and then go one across and then one up. So you'll get this shape. And this is sort of like the scaffolding work. This holds your wiring, your pistons and everything. If you want to now put in the redstone, because there's not a lot here, it has to be taken, you see if you do scale this up, it has to be taken from this, because it's a 0-tick pulse. If you use repeaters at any point, it's just not going to work, because it will obviously lengthen it. So you just want to put it all above here and above here. This is the only redstone down here you want. Normal piston there for pushing your stuff out of the way. If you want to at this stage, you can also put those there for testing. And then you want your sticky pistons, one here above here, and then one above. Actually, you don't want a piston, a thing there. There. So this piston is one higher than this piston, and then you want a repeater to send the power through the block to the redstone on the other side. And then that engages the whole sort of 0-tick mechanism. Very, very quick pulse. And this is a sort of scaling part here. You see, really you can... Now that these two... it uses falling sand blocks to create the double pulse. See, these pistons up here push the sand to the side and duplicate it. So if you want to replicate, you can just put it's always hard to get it. You can just put a bunch of pistons on the side. If you have a bunch of sticky pistons to spare, and they will all fire as well. If you really want to do that, but keep in mind that for every sticky piston you have here, you will probably need a normal piston. So for this, we're just going to make the small design, and that doesn't need to be there. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to put on your sand. You're going to have it works with gravel as well. This could easily duplicate gravel if you, for some strange reason, wanted a bunch of gravel. And now we're going to put on our normal pistons, and they need to be facing, obviously, towards this middle bit, because this is where they have to fall down in order to make the very fast 2 0-tick pulses, which are required. At this point, you also want to remove that. Don't need that at the moment. Put this here. Now this L basically controls both of these pistons, so they both fire at the same time. And it also controls the piston for this. So again, if you're going to make it faster, or do it multiple times, you'd have to put a bunch of normal pistons up here if you wanted to make it bigger. Now time for the clock. And this clock will actually control when these top pistons push the sand to create the double 0-tick, which will then put these on. So really, when the clock is running, this is it's like a self-perpetuating sand duplicating engine thing. Actually, if you remove that, there we go. This is how it should be. And then like that. And now this is just basically your clock. 2 repeaters here, 1 repeater here going into that. And a block here. For the purposes of this, I'm going to destroy that block and that block. Because you see, you can make it look fancy and more practical afterwards. Now that's too fast. As you can see, it didn't duplicate because it was going too quickly. I found that the best speed is if you turn this repeater to full and then just put 1 tick on this. So if our sand's up here, let's see. There we go, and we get 3 down here, so you can just AFK here. Get some sand. Let's turn that off. Now, over on this design here, I've actually made it, obviously, so it's... Oh dear. Excuse me a second. There. I didn't know that I destroyed that just then. So I did some downwards wiring. I did it like this because... So some vertical wiring. I did it like this because it looks cool. And that is the only reason. There we go. And you just want to put torches all on one side, and then all on the other, and then we can put our switch down here and break this one. There we go. And so now at head height we have a switch to activate it. If you want to leave your sand generator floating, that's fine. Some tips for SMP. If you're creating one of these, you want to basically, let's see, you want to put a sort of an unpushable block here, and oops, silly mate. So basically anything that's unpushable, so you can put a furnace there or a block of obsidian, just anything like that. And the reason for that is when this is firing at full pelt and stuff on a server, sometimes you get phantom sand, and that's purely client side, but it can get very ugly and you have to log it out and in again to reset that. So if you are on a server, you'll probably want to solve that problem by making it look pretty. And obviously you can, speaking of making it pretty, you can just encase it in whatever material. In fact, actually on the Industrial Dimensions server, I built the machine, I duplicated sand, and then I used sandstone to encase the sand generator, which I find is pretty good because once you have a sand generator, you can make all the sand in the world. It's useful if you don't want to destroy your desert. That's usually the justification for using a sand generator. And yeah, as I was saying about waste, most sand generator designs use this sort of self-perpetuating to create the 2 0 ticks that they use falling sand. However, they destroy their falling sand. In this design, it's just sort of rearranging where you actually get the sand that so there is no waste. There's 0 waste sand generator. So if anybody didn't know how to make a sand generator, now you do. You are aware of its existence. Again, if you're going to make it on a server, you probably want to see whether or not they allow such things. And when blocking it in, make sure to leave places for the sand to fall. Don't block off redstone, you know, just be savvy. Don't block off redstone, and don't put a block where sand is going to fall, because if I put a block there, then it doesn't work anymore. As simple as that. So now you can have all the sand in the world. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to check out some of my other generator / duplicator sort of tutorials. I made an obsidian generator and a stone generator. Those annotation links will be on the video now. Thank you for watching. If you like, leave a like. If you have any questions, please address them in the comments. I always read the comments, and I'm sure to reply. We will, well, I guess I'll see you next time then. Goodbye.